Hey everybody, Brian Von Vier here. Got a quick question for you. Have you ever thought that you were just doing something so slick and cool and everyone else around you was just going to be like, oh my god, that's just so rad, man? Only for everybody, your boyfriend, girlfriend, parents, business associates, everybody around you to just think that that was the lamest thing ever? Yeah, we've all had that epic fail Fonzie moment, but today we're going to be talking about that in What Was Your That Was Almost Cool moment? I wouldn't say it was an almost cool moment exactly, but we were fighting an enemy that had hellhounds, and one of them managed to jump on the wooden beam inside the tavern and was going after a player's pseudo-dragon, well, I think that's what it was, named Alfred. Somehow, me and the two other players had the same idea. We'll use the tables at the tavern and vault me up there and I'll attack the dog and save Alfred. Well, we had a barrel and used a table as a launch pad. I'm still learning the game and chose to be a barbarian dwarf. Oh, nice! And I had a lot of HP. First attempt, rolled low, hit my head, lost 7 HP. Second attempt, rolled low, and lost 10 HP. Third attempt, I finally made it up there, and Alfred is still alive. I knocked the dog off and saved a little annoyance. Yay. Good thing I didn't break all the tables, that would have sucked. So, I was the party's wizard, and we were tracking a group of gnolls after they raided a town. Our ranger tracked them to a rope bridge, and with no gnoll in sight and our ranger making it across without an incident, we thought it was safe. When our bard steps forth, the gnolls shot the ropes holding the bridge, and he fell to the water 40 feet below. I had a big brain moment, seeing our friend might get washed away and drown. I grabbed rope and cast rope trick in midair. I felt so damn cool and smart until our DM said, "Roll me athletics." Me being a wizard, you can see where this was going. Oh no. Good news, the bard grabbed the rope and made it out with the help of everybody else. Bad news, now I'm the one holding on to the rope for dear life as I couldn't make a decent athletics roll like our bard did. Really thought my character was dying like this. It took the combined force of a half-orc, goblin, halfling, and an elf to pull my sorry ass out of the ravine. This was really stupid for someone who has 20 intelligence. I had 3 daggers and a short sword on my assassin in one game. We were at a bow and hunting supply shop for a ranger, and he tried to bargain for a bow he wanted. Since he failed on his persuasion check, I attempted to intimidate the shopkeeper into complying. I pulled out my short sword, but swing, bleh, fumbled and dropped it, failing the intimidation check. I asked if I could try again, to which the DM says, "As long as you have a weapon for each attempt." I proceed to pull out a dagger, fumble with that one again, then pull out the second dagger and attempt to throw it close to him. And I fumble with the throw. Then I finally am able to pull out my final dagger and hold it up to him, to which I'm not able to get the discount right away, but I open the table to more discussion about the price of the bow. I was playing an idiot Dragonborn fighter wizard while my friend was playing a Dragonborn ranger. I had just blinded myself by looking in a lighthouse light bulb, and my friend noticed a zombie walking up the stairs towards us. He immediately picked me up and shouted, "Cast Featherfall!" And like a Pokemon, I listened, and we jumped out the window. We managed to land on a shipwreck's mast. I had the brilliant idea of deciding to swing the mast and get to shore on it. I just ended up managing us further into the sea, where bloodthirsty sharks waited for us. So yeah, we almost got eaten by sharks because I wanted to do something cool. My character was a Bronze Dragon Paladin 6 Fighter 1, and he met his untimely demise at the mouth of a massive sea serpent. My party consists of a bard, a green dragonborn comrade NPC except in battle, a necromancer dwarf with a group of 4 skeletons, a wizard bird character that loved fire-based spells. I forget the name of the exact race, I imagine Aarakocra? A tabaxi monk, and a few shipmate NPCs. We were out on our ship traveling between islands and were attacked by a large sea serpent. My character rolled an 18 and was third to act in combat. His comrade, the Green Dragonborn, rolled a natural 1. After a few rounds, my character, Damascus, love that name, willingly walked into the sea serpent's mouth with an attempted plan to use his new custom legendary weapon to essentially cut off the head of the sea serpent from the inside out. After entering, the plan was to have the bird wizard cast enlarge and reduce on Damascus, and make him grow, making his plan easier to pull off. The plan, however, backfired, After entering the sea serpent's mouth, it fled, forcing Damascus to attack it from the inside. Enlarge Reduce was never cast, but he'd previously had Bless, Water Breathing, and Fly cast on it. After the creature swam away from the party, it was a one-on-one fight, which, after some bad rolls and failed saves, Damascus lost and got digested. The GM said after that point, the sea serpent had only 17 points remaining, and declared it died of its wounds after the fight had ended. Due to the comrade's natural 1 on his initiative roll and having to get his armor on in another room of the ship, he never took part in the fight and still does not know that his friend had passed on. I get that the plan was risky and, stupid from the start, but I am the type of person, in character and out, to put as much interesting roleplay into my actions and attacks as I can. This is the first ever time I have had a character die in any campaign I played in. My friend is doing a solo campaign with his coworker who's the DM. He was given this NPC who helps him out, and the NPC was distracting the boss, which was some sort of humanoid. Don't know what it was, doesn't matter other than that they were intelligent. So he decides to ask the DM, "Can I jump down from this ledge and surprise attack the boss?" Sure, roll for it." Rolled a nat 1. You fall on your butt and the boss immediately turns around to attack you. Rolls a nat 1 and misses. Can I roll charisma to have a bruh moment with him?" Okay, sure. Nat 20. He looks at the boss and says, "Man, that was so dumb. I was about to do this cool thing, then it didn't work, and then you missed. And it all just kinda went stupid." The boss looks at him and says, Yeah, pretty much, yeah." The NPC looks at them both. "Yeah, you both looked pretty dumb, not gonna lie." The player and the boss both kinda look around for a few moments, then turn to each other and the player goes, So I guess we fight now?" The boss just shrugs, and the boss battle begins again. We were fighting a sea dragon at sea. Dun dun dun! The warlock cast sickening radiance in the sky to slow the creature down. The low HP monk decided that as the dragon was trying to get away, that he would acrobatics his way up the mast and leap onto the dragon's back. The way he explained why he was doing this was very simple. Because we couldn't let him get away. He succeeded at the skill check and successfully leaped onto the back and proceeded to take the 4d10 radiant damage for moving into the sphere. He was still up, but barely. The dragon was up next, and the radiant damage was a low roll, sadly, because the dragon looked rough. This dragon knew that they needed to get out, so they used Dimension Door 65 feet away from the warlock who tried to counterspell. The monk that was riding them plummeted 70 feet into the water and proceeded to go unconscious. I immediately cast Healing Word on him to avoid him drowning. The DM told us after the session that the dragon had 4 HP left. I was playing a gold dragonborn fighter that had crazy high AC. He was a gladiator and really liked showmanship. After we cleared out most of the Yuan-Ti and my character was at semi-low health, the final enemy appeared, which was a Yuan-Ti abomination. I was on a 10-foot ledge. I rolled high on initiative, so I jumped. I took a little damage because I was so heavy and fucking full plate, and had a ton of loot. But I charged right in as soon as I landed. Initiative continued until the Yuan-Ti's turn, when it grappled me and gave me a squeeze. Struggle snuggle! I laughed at it on my turn and then used my breath weapon in its face. Did good damage, but in response got my head smashed into a wall and was knocked unconscious. The combat went on after that, but that was the almost cool part. I'd say that was pretty damn cool, to be honest. I tried to be cool, and it backfired horribly. We were fighting frightening enemies, and my character got both her arms neatly cut in the first round. Luckily, we had a mage who could fuse back parts of one's body. So, we decided while the party fought on that my friend would heal me and I would act as if I had rolled back time and was a really powerful entity. We wanted to shut down the encounter with bluff alone, just for the fun of it. I rose back, arms glued back, and made a great monologue explaining why the enemy was lucky I would not kill them if they let us pass. A moment of silence passed. My party played along, and I rolled a high charisma. Everything should go well, wouldn't it? Then the army we were fighting bursted out laughing, my DM teary-eyed because of the contained laughter, told me that my character finally realized that the mage had put her arms on the wrong sides. He had made my doctor roll dex, and he had critically failed. Since I did not roll perception because I had assumed he had succeeded, which he, technically had, I had just gotten up and marched ahead. I actually had to play this character who could not grab something in front of her for the rest of the campaign, and I loved it. So, for context, I play as a Koyuan Bard, I really hope that's how you pronounce it, a homebrew shark person, as the campaign takes place on an archipelago of islands, and the DM wanted me to play an exotic race native to the islands to act as a guide of sorts. Think of Sidian from Breath of the Wild, and that's fairly accurate. A confident support character that, while not quite proficient with combat, serves as an excellent charismatic face for the natives of the archipelago. Well, except for in this session. It started with the party being trapped in a cellar, where outside we knew a horde of goblins led by a hobgoblin was. From previous interactions with these goblins, we knew that they feared a minotaur named Charlie that was within the dungeon we were coming out of. Weak from previous encounters, we wanted to try and simply scare the goblins aware. So I came up with an idea where I had cast Thunderclap a number of times to make it sound like something heavy was stomping in the cellar. This sounds really bad. Stomp, stomp, stomp. The fighter began to bang against the cellar door to make it sound bang, bang, bang. The tiefling cast Thaumaturgy to throw open the cellar door. Crash! As the bard cast Silent Image to have an image of Charlie crash through the floor. Whoosh! And to finish the illusion, the tiefling cast Thaumaturgy on me to amplify my voice to convey a powerful and intimidating roar, as Silent Image is, well, silent. With advantage to nat 1s on performance. Nope, screw that, using my inspiration point. Nat 1 on the inspiration roll. As the Silent Image opens its mouth, the sound of a wail comes from the Minotaur. Above, the once scared goblins turn back in confusion, and the hobgoblin gives a very audible, "Seriously?" He walks over to the trap door and looks down, seeing my pathetic character making whale noises in the basement. My party just staring at me, mouths agape. I can't. The goblins got a surprise attack on us, and my character nearly died that encounter, probably from embarrassment. Ooh, God bless it. Hi everybody, Brian Von VA here, checking in after the vid. I'm still cracking up with that last story. Make sure to leave a like, to subscribe, and to ring that bell to get notified whenever we post or when we go live. And if you have a story you'd like to share with us, please do so over on our subreddit r/MrRipper. More so, if you'd like to see quick one-off stories, go ahead and head on over to our TikTok. It's going to be linked in the description below, along with my socials, Brian Von VA, where you can find me on Twitch and on YouTube as well. That being said, I always try to end things on a positive note, and today is no different. As of this recording, I am finally seeing the start of spring happening. Now, of course, this won't be out for a long time, but with spring coming little by little, I really hope that people are staying safe. I know that the world is still kind of crazy out there, but I want everyone to know that it's crazy. But you're not. You feel the way you feel. You deal with things the way you deal with. And more so, you are still alive, and I'm proud of that. I'm happy that every single one of you are able to tune in and say hi and leave a comment and leave a like and just exist. That might not mean a lot to some of you, but to me it means a whole lot because I get to see thousands upon thousands of fresh new faces every day and returning people who literally are being touched by our narrations, and I'm glad that I can actually make people happy, sad, laugh, cry. It's an amazing feeling, and I'm glad all of you are alive to experience it. All of you deserve it. I love all of you. Please stay safe, be happy, and we will see you next time. Bye for now.